All right. Just looking at this note sheet. So I got a few problems that I have on there. The second one didn't come out how I wanted it to. I'm sorry. I was just using Word real quick. I had to modify our lesson. But what was one thing I had done with this type of problem to solve it? What did I put in place to do to one side and the other? It has to do with the equal sign. What did I do? Before I did that, what did I do?
You put the line.
I put a what?
A line.
A line. Nice long vertical line. Okay? So that's just put in place to represent the equal sign on all three of these problems. Does that make sense? And the reason I put that in is I think sometimes it's easier to go and do the small amount of arithmetic that's required. And it's easier when you, especially when these get a little bit larger, saying what I do to one side of this problem, I have to do to the other side. Okay? So 7 and x are being held together by what multiplication? There you go. By what property? Multiplication. There you go. So I'm going to divide each side by 7. Those reduce. So I wind up with x equals what? Negative 7. So make sure it reduces. In this case, it reduces all the way down to a whole number, which is fantastic. Okay? Then I have x over 4 equals negative 2. The pink line represents the equal sign. What we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do the equal. Go ahead, sir. What do you want to do?
Multiply 4.
So why am I multiplying, though? You're absolutely right.
Because it's technically x divided by 4.
X divided by 4. So if I undo that, I will multiply both sides times 4. This is going to reduce here. So I'm going to get x is equal to negative 8. I like it. Okay. This next problem, x plus 4 is equal to 8. So what should I do to undo it? Minus 4. Okay, subtract 4, subtract 4. So that cancels that. So that leaves me x equals 4. So let me ask you all this. So when you're staring at this, does this pink line mean it really technically stays there? No, I mean, really, you could write this answer like this, down here, or this answer like this, away from what we have put in place, so that don't feel that your answer has to include having that vertical line drawn through it. Okay? Are you okay so far? Talk to me. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. The ice cream was a little bit of a distractor, but hey, it was good. Everyone else has one? Do we feel okay about these so far? Okay, so I have 3 problems left. Why don't I come back to these if you need them? So I have x minus 7 is equal to negative 11. I have, now I put the variable on the other side. And so let's just make this vertical line. That represents our equal sign. What we do on one side, we have to do the other. Agree? Yeah. Okay. So x minus 7 equals negative 11. So what should I do to both sides? I'm going to go ahead and add 7 to both sides. That reduces, so my answer comes out to negative 11 added to 7. It's going to be negative. Negative 4. Good. What do you think? Does it matter if I have the variable on the right side or the left side? It's going to come out to the same thing. So I'm going to subtract 3 from either side. That's gone. X equals 4. Now, this technically is appropriate. But later in math, they will want you to have the variable first. So I'm just going to flip it over. Is this wrong? No. Okay, but a lot of times when you have multiple choice answers, it'll be written like this. So realize you flip-flop it, not in geometry. I know you're not in geometry, but it's called the reflexive property. So it just goes over itself. You don't need to know that. And then I have 20 is equal to negative 4x. So again, I have the variable over here. How are those being held together right now? Multiplication. So now I'm just going to divide. That cancels that. So x is equal to 20 over negative 4? Negative 5. There you go. Can I leave it like that? Sure, for right now, but this is the more appropriate. Okay, so again, either of those answers, you're solid. Just don't get into the habit of just saying, oh, the answer is negative 5, and then leave it. Tell me what you found is equal to negative 5, and it's the variable. Okay, and one last little thing that we have on the notes is, I don't have the problem written, but I wanted just to show it. Can I move off?
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so let's do this. Let's go. Let's say we had this. Let's go with 6 over 7. X equal to 12. And let's make that negative. Okay. So we have a fraction equals a number. Now this could also be written like this. I want you to know that. These two things mean the exact same thing. And it's solved the exact same way. So it's not necessary. You don't have to go and change it to this. It's just understand that it means the same thing. We'll go over that a little bit more later. That's not a vital part of the problem. But let's make our equal sign come down. Yeah, this might go too probably. So I need to do the reciprocal. So it's the flip over of the fraction to both sides. If you multiply a fraction times its reciprocal, everything reduces, and we wind up with x. And then on this one, some people might say, okay, well 2 goes into 24 12 times. 12 times 3, which gives me x equals 36. Some people see it that way right away. Some people see it as 3 times 24, which is, let's see, was it 76? And then 76 divided by 2, or no, 76. 72. 72, thank you. 72 divided by 2. So some people might have seen multiplying this first, and that gives you 72 over 2. And if you reduce that, you also come to 36. So remember, multiplication and division are the same hierarchy of powers, so you choose which way you want to do it first. And then this last problem, I'm going to put a bigger line right there so we can decipher it. So I have negative 6 over 7. So what do you feel I should do to both sides? There you go. Multiply by negative 7 over 6. Multiply this side by negative 7 over 6. And again, what's going to happen is, this reduces with that. This reduces with that. The negatives become positive. X comes down. You can go 6 into 12 twice. What does it look like the answer should be? 14. Sweet. All right. We good? All right. So let's just kind of get things good in our minds. Kind of two things on the agenda. Okay, so is it 2b? 2b has 36 problems. The answers are some of the answers at the back of the section, but let's pick 3 of those that you might want to take a look at.
1, 2, 3. No.
5, 6.
9. 10, 11.
Oh, this is 2B or 2A?
Wait, we're doing the back side too.
Yeah, front back.
Okay.
27, I like 27.
14.
9.
37.
32.
32?
14.
9.
14.
9. Okay, that's all I'm doing. All right, so number 27. 27 says, back side, that's a great problem. Okay, item number 1, are we solving anything on this problem? Are we solving for the letter? No, I'm distributing, but am I solving?
No.
How do you know? What am I missing? Good. Did you hear that? Say it loud.
You're missing an equal sign.
There's not an equal sign, so you're not solving it. Equal sign says, hey, solve. Non-equal sign, combine like terms. Okay? So I'm going to distribute -7 to here and -7 to here. Do I distribute it here and here as well? No, it's not grouped with it. So you do the math. So I get -14x minus 28 plus 10x minus 9. This and this are like terms. What do I get if I combine those? -4x. What about there and here? -37? Is that right? Okay. Again, it's done. Why am I not solving it? There's not an equal sign. Okay, do not put one there. Did I put an equal sign up there? Anywhere. Did I add one to the problem? So you shouldn't either. Okay? Show the progression of a problem going downwards. A lot of times if you work this way, you start putting equal signs with it. Okay, so be very careful. You don't want to confuse yourself on a solving problem when it's not solving, or vice versa if it's combining like terms. Okay, can I move on? Are we good? 32. We have 1/2 out front, and then 12 minus 30d. Oh, the variable's a d, okay. I should distribute over the parentheses the 1/2. So what's half of 12? 6. Minus, because there's a minus there, right? What's half of 30? 15. What comes along with it? D. Can I leave it like that? Why am I not solving it? It's not an equal sign. Question. Can I, we might have, are these problems the same?
Yes.
Yeah. How do I know? Because this was a -15d, that's here. There's not a sign out front here, which means it's positive. That's where that positive came from. It's your choice which way you want to leave it. Okay? And then number 9. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. There's a time you can drop parentheses and there's a time you can't. Am I distributing anything over? Is there anything that's in this position right here that I would distribute over the parentheses? No. Technically it's a 1, but there's really nothing I'm seeing there. Okay? So I can just make this 4y minus 3x plus 13. Now, think about here. That's 1 really is there. But there's something that's goofing up this one a smidge. The negative. What do you think I should do with the negative? Distribute that negative all the way across. So it distributes here. So that gives me -2x. Is that okay so far? I'm going to distribute here. What happens? What does this become? Positive what? Y. Plus -9. Is plus -9 same thing as -9? So just a reduction of signs, put that. Is that okay?
Yep.
Is the problem done?
No.
Am I solving it? No. What am I missing? Equal sign, so I'm not solving it, but I do need to combine any like terms. Okay, so I have x and I have -3x and -2x. If I combine that together, how many x's do I have? -3x and -2x. -5x. Awesome. All right. What about here and here?
5x.
So I have 4y and 1y. 4y and 1y is 5y. Good. And then here and here, what do I get? Plus 4. Problem's done. Okay? So, I did not mark this off yet. Okay? For sake of time, and I just kind of glanced around, I saw a couple people that weren't quite done with this sheet. It's kind of your lucky day because you had ice cream come in. Okay? So, let's do this. Worksheet 2B, I will definitely mark off tomorrow. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably have the answers to it I'll put it all around the room. I'll put like 5 or 6 copies so you can just double check it when you come in, and then you do that. Now, we talked about just doing the one-step equation. So that means that solving equations. So this is, yeah. Do you go back a slide? Go back. There? Sweet. So the next worksheet that you have, that I will also mark off. So I'll be collecting 2 different things from you guys tomorrow. Okay? And it's going to be worksheet number 3. Okay? So this will mark off tomorrow as well. So I'll be collecting 2 different assignments tomorrow. Okay? Realize that worksheet number 3 is both pages 9 and 10. So this is 9 and 10. Okay? And this one was probably pages, what's the pages on that first one? 7 and 8. I'm glad when our numbering system works well. Okay? We good? All right, so guys and girls, we need to get the Chromebooks back out. Okay? So I know some of you stacked them on top, and there's a couple over on that desk. Go get yourself a Chromebook, clear your desks of everything, and someone flip the lights on when you're up there, and we'll take care of that. So you're going to go, so it's quadrilateral, so 4-sided. So this plus this plus this plus this has to equal 360. So that plus that aren't going to be 360. It'll be less than it. So I bet you if you go 360 minus what those add up to, you're going to get that last angle. Same thing on 16. Good question. Good question.